Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Nigeria Guy Reviews. I'm your boy Ugo. Today we have this 2021 Mercedes GLB. We're gonna go through the in-depth review of this thing. We're gonna show you the inside, the outside, what is powering this thing. And this is a used vehicle, so if you're in the market for a used crossover or whatever you can call this, should this be in your part of the cars you should be looking at? That's what we're gonna be finding out today.
God's love music.
Starting from the exterior of this thing, from the front, the corporate Mercedes grille that you see here, this is what they have in vehicles like the CLA and all of those in this particular generation. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a 2021. So you come up here, you see the Mercedes star in the front, and this is housing the forward collision radar detector and all the stuff. So you come to the hood, you have your Mercedes star up there. Like I mentioned, the last vehicle that I had, is no longer sticking out. It's just an emblem right there. So coming back down here, you can see that this has, well, this is a base model, so there are really no parking sensors on here. But you have your fog light right there, and you have your daytime running light, which also doubles on as the turn signal. As you can see, the way this thing is doing, like you see the daytime running light is on there, and then the turn signal is overshadowing it. But this is pretty nice. So I mean, when we come to the side, there isn't really much in up from there. But when you come to the side, you see that this thing has like some kind of I don't know if this is plastic, but it's meant for durability. So if this thing gets damaged, you can easily switch it up. Coming down to the tire size, this is running on a 19-inch alloy wheel. I believe this goes you know bigger than that. If you want to, you can choose the bigger wheels, but this is 19. You can see it's running on 235, 50, or 19. So these are like some midi tires, so this gives you the comfort that you need when you're driving around rough terrains. So I don't know if I should call this a crossover. It is very boxy. It kind of reminds me of maybe the Scion SB, or cars in those. I don't know what to call those, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna call it a crossover. If you can, I mean, so there's the version of this vehicle that seats 7 people, but the third row seat is very tiny. But for this one, this is a 5-seater, and it's quite spacious. There's also, I believe, there's also an AMG version of this thing. So this is pretty quick as is. Pushing out 221 horsepower and about 258 or 259 pound-feet of torque. So this gives this thing from 0 to 60, I believe, is like 6 seconds. So it's not a slow vehicle. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that the transmission is 8-speed automatic transmission. So it's a pretty decent vehicle. We're going to show you that when we get on the inside. You can see that this thing is quite spacious. So let's come to the back over here. So when you come back here, like I mentioned, this is a GLB250. The rear light is okay. So you have your turn signal over there, and you have your light illuminated right there. Um, you have chrome everywhere. Dual exhaust. I don't know if this is, of course, it's fake. It's very fake exhaust. Like, this is one thing that Mercedes does. The last BMW I showed you, the S3, there were no fake exhaust. So I think this is probably in the same caliber of it, or maybe the X1 or so, or the S2. I'm not sure, but this has fake exhaust, and that is kind of annoying. And then opening the trunk, this is where this actually shines. I mentioned earlier that this has there's a version of this thing that has 7 seaters back here, but this is a 5-seater, so the trunk is quite large. It's deep and it's large, so you can fit a lot of stuff in here. And then it has an under storage as well. So this is actually the space used right. So yeah, there isn't really much to talk about here. I don't see any oh, the power outlet is down there, and you have this net to for whatever you want to store in here. So this is quite nice, and it comes with, of course, the trunk cover. um it comes with it built in, so you don't have to buy that one additionally. And you have your lock button, which is very nice, integrated right there. If you need to lock the vehicle, you just press that and lock it. You have your trunk closer as well over there. um I mean, there isn't really much to say in this thing, but it looks very nice. It is a nice looking vehicle. I would like to see what this looks like in the AMG version, with the bigger wheels and the nicer looking. I'm not sure if it comes in there, but knowing Mercedes, they always make an AMG version of everything. So I won't be surprised that this has it. I'm pretty sure that it does. So the next, we're going to go on the inside of this thing and see what it looks like. All right. So the first thing you notice is that, I mean, the door opens quite wide enough, and on the door panel, you have these designs that kind of mimics carbon fiber look, but it's not really carbon fiber, but it's very nice. Of course, this being a Mercedes, you have your seat controls on this on the door. You have memory seat up to 3 settings, so 3 people can set up their memory seating on here. The trunk popper is right there. You have your controls over there for the mirrors and for your door. Um, Nice storage, well, bottle holder, and what else? Of course, you have this. This is one thing that this car has. It kind of like gives you, I think it's like a baby G-Wagon, because you have all these hefty, these grab handles that are like everywhere. It's very nice. So, and it's finished in like this is a metallic finishing that you also have the seat controls and everything else in here. So coming down on the inside, you will notice that this is a nice place to be in. It looks nice. Like, you have this nice single piece uh digital display slash infotainment system that Mercedes has going on in this generation. So I think this is nice. It looks nice in here. When you get in here, it kind of gives you that um CLA. I think this particular um interior started off with the S-Class, and then it trickled down to the other versions of Mercedes. You have this on here as well, and you also have it in the A-Class, and stuff like that. And the steering wheel, I already pointed this out earlier. The steering wheel is quite nice. It has all the controls on the right, and you can control the digital display on here. So this is very nice. You have your panoramic sunroof for front and back, so it's very airy in here. It is nice, like I mentioned earlier. This finishing right here, I don't really know what they're going for. It looks like it's more deeper than it is, but it is not. So it's kind of like shiny and deceiving, but I like the way it looks. So no wireless charger in here, and you have your 2 cup holders, and your drive selector is always on the steering column. So it's a column mounted drive selector. um all right, so we're gonna go on the back of this thing and see how um nice it is. So I'm going to put this seat in a position where I'll be sitting. So I am 5'10", and that is set up in a nice place where I'll be sitting. I mentioned earlier that this is quite roomy, so when you sit back here, you can see that it is very, very spacious back here. You have nice space over there, and then the foot storage, the foot space is very nice because the seat is very, very elevated. The same applies to the middle. The hump in the middle is not so much, but it's still there. And then down here you have your household plug and then your USB Type-C. There is no HVAC control back here, but they give you the vent. So on the right side is also very comfortable. So this is a nice place to sit in. Let me see what is in here. Okay, you have your individual cup holders. And is this a pass-through? I think maybe yes. So this seat fold flat to give you more storage in the trunk. I mean, it is a nice place to be in. Like I said, the boxiness of this vehicle actually helps out a lot when you're putting in, you know, luggages or whatever you want to carry in here, because it is very boxy and it is nice, and it actually drives pretty decent as well. I've done a driving version of this video, and you guys are going to see that this actually drives pretty nice. It's not a sluggish driving vehicle. Regardless of how it looks, it doesn't look like it has now enough aerodynamics, but it actually drives pretty nice, and it's a gas saver as well because there's a 2-liter. Like I mentioned, if you're in the market for something like this, should you be looking at this or should you be going elsewhere? There are many other vehicles in this same category under $30,000. If you want to have a Mercedes that is an SUV, don't forget that Mercedes has so many different SUVs. I think they probably make the most SUVs in the market, if I'm not mistaken, but they have so many, and this just happens to be one of it. So there's a Mercedes SUV for you if you're looking for it. But this right here drives nice. It looks nice. It's kind of like unique. It's not like the other Mercedes that they have out there. But yeah, I will say that you should probably put this in your consideration list and maybe go give it a shot. But I like the way that this thing looks. Driving the 2021 Mercedes GLB. Okay. So with this, the drive, you put it in gear, and let's see. One thing that I have noticed is that this vehicle is so squared. It's so squared off, like it's so boxy that you actually you feel the boxiness. And everything is like, so it doesn't look like it has good aerodynamics, but let's see how it actually drives. And so with that being said, I'm going to put this in dynamic or individual. So let's put it in sports. I mean, I think it's pretty quick, you know. Yeah, it's a quick vehicle. It's not sluggish at all. So I think this is probably in comparison with would this be like maybe the BMW X1 or the S3? Okay, maybe not the S3. I'll say maybe like the S1 or the S2. But this is quite boxy. It is actually I think this vehicle comes in a 7-seater, but is a very, very, the third row seat on here is very small. So let's see. And And the paddle shifters actually work very, very nice too. It's very quick. It's a quick shifting vehicle. Like, honestly, I like this. I really like this. That right there is a GLB250 AMG. That's in a different tier. Okay. That's 60, and it got up there pretty quick. So yeah, you're gonna be saving a lot of gas on here because it is a 2-liter, like I mentioned earlier, and it's a fast one. It's not an AMG. Do they make AMG versions of these things? I think they do. Let me know in the comment section. But if this comes in AMG, then that would be awesome. I mean, you can actually hear the exhaust. It kind of like gives you these little nice notes that I didn't really expect. That's a very nice surprise that it actually shifts the way that it does. So it gives you like this, I don't know how to explain it, but you can hear the sound, you can hear the exhaust note on this thing. So how does this drive? It drives very nice. It is comfortable, even in dynamics. So let me actually put it in on comfort, where you'll be driving this thing most of the time. So now that it's in comfort, it is much relaxed. It doesn't feel like it wants to, like, you know, go anywhere urgently. So, and going about in this roundabout, it's okay. It's nice. So it's very relaxed now. The suspension is not bad. It's very comfortable. So these are not on you know, on air suspension or anything, but it drives very comfortable. So of course, you know that Mercedes knows how to make their cars drive nice. They're usually like comfortable vehicles, and then we have things like the performance division, like the AMG, which will now enhance the drivability of this thing, which now makes it much sportier. But for this one, it is just, you know, it's a comfortable ride. So yeah, would I recommend this vehicle? I definitely will. So this is a 2021, and you can get these used now for in the lower 30,000 mark. So this is a very good deal if you can find something like this. Of course, you know that Mercedes can be the reliability is very questionable as well, but it is much better than the other counterpart, which is BMW. So I would take this Mercedes over, you know, a BMW of the same caliber. But if you can maintain these things, I would recommend something like this. It's a nice driving vehicle. It looks good. If you can get past this boxy look of it, so then you should be able to, you know, live with this thing. It's definitely very livable. The trunk space is big. It's a family oriented vehicle, so you see that like, you know, like I mentioned before, this comes in a 7-seater. So this particular version is not a 7-seater. So what that means is that you have a much usable trunk in this thing. So yeah, this is nice. It's a nice interior. It's a nice place to be in. Has heated seat, has all the comfort that you're looking for, saves you gas, and you know, this is a 2021. In the next let's say 5 years, you can get this under $20,000 because of depreciation. And if it's still under 100,000 miles, then you should probably put a warranty, extend the warranty on it, because parts on this thing gets very, very expensive. But I always hammer this, get an extended warranty, you know, so that you can absorb those upfront costs when anything breaks in this thing, because this is a very, very technologically packed vehicle, so things are meant to break. When that happens, you want to know that you're good to go. So that is it for this review. Please like and subscribe. If you're new here, please go ahead and share this channel on your way out so that we can keep growing. I will see you on the next one.